Are you serious? Are you serious? It's getting ugly. It's starting to fracture. The European Union struggling as you're starting to see a divide now among some of the presidential leaders of nations. Italy's president, Salvini, has just openly says he backs the yellow vest protesters, the French citizens who are protesting and demanding the resignation and the ousting of President Emmanuel Macron of France. What? This could create a division, a split, if you will, maybe between the North and the southern countries that are in the European Union. This thing is getting precarious, quite obvious. And according to reports in Russia today, in an extraordinary public EU feud, Italy's President Salvini and his coalition partner have thrown their support behind France's Yellow Vest movement, while Salvini also accused President Emmanuel Macron of being against his own people in France. The Deputy Prime Minister, Salvini, said, "I support honest citizens who protest against a governing president and against his people." And so this is getting crazy, folks. The leader of the Northern League added that he firmly condemns the recent violence that has marred the protest. The vice president of the Council of Ministers of Italy, Luigi Di Maio, who is the leader of the Five Star Movement, urged the demonstrators not to weaken on the party's blog he sent out. The Yellow Vest protest movement began in mid-November as the protest against the proposed massive hike in fuel prices in an already the most taxed nation in the world, in France. But they still don't get taxed as much as the young congresswoman would like to see. She wants to see 70% taxes in America. Here in France, it's 46.2% tax, and the people are protesting and burning cars and breaking out windows and tear gas and billy clubs, and it's getting ugly, rubber bullets, because they've been overtaxed. Are you serious? But anyway, having said all that, the Yellow Vest movement is still going strong. Matter of fact, Macron and Salvini have a well-documented rivalry and a history of public name-calling. Most recently in December, when Salvini mocked the French president as a lab mouse elected to keep the elitist political system in place. Well, I'm not saying that he's right about the lab mouse part, but he is correct. Macron is a globalist and wants to team up with Angela Merkel, where Italy is realizing that this globalist movement is not working. And all you got to do, look at the taxation and the migration and the frustration that's now affecting most of the citizens of the European Union. If you were to ask the European Union citizens across the board how this globalist agenda is working for them, you would see an 80% thumbs down, because they're losing their national sovereignties. They're losing their entrepreneur possibilities. They're losing the capabilities of an opportunity to get an education, to move forward in a capitalistic society. Their voices are not being heard. And thus you have rioting in the streets of Paris, 50,000 people for the 8th Saturday in a row, protesting against Emmanuel Macron's policies and the overtaxation and migration. Same problems in Belgium, over migration, high taxes. Same problem in Greece, migration and taxation. Same problems in Germany. Yet, Merkel says to the leaders of each nation in the EU, don't listen to your citizens. You got to do what you know's best. Folks, that's not a democracy. That wouldn't be a republic, okay? I don't know what you want to call that. Super socialism, or you want to some type of real weird fascism? Are we leaning toward communism? Or is this part of the one world government, the new world order that's about to rise? And I didn't make that up. Nobody get mad at me for bringing up the new world order, because how many presidents in a row gave speeches on their goal for a new world order, not only in this country, but around the globe? Globalism, okay? If you want to go to the Bible, if you want me to just state biblical, fine, I'll do that. Revelation 13 says this, and I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name blasphemy. And the beast, it's a beast. It's a demonic, blasphemous, one world governance. It's led by an antichrist, a beast who suffered a deadly head wound and lives. And they worship the dragon, which is Lucifer, which gave power to the beast or the Antichrist. And they worship the beast or the Antichrist, who is like, and they say, who's like unto the beast? Who's able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given to him to continue 42 months, or 3.5 years, or times and half time, or 1,260 days, all of which are documented in the scriptures. He opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And get this. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. This beast shall rise. It cannot be stopped. The only thing you can do is stand up for Jesus, be a light to a lost world, and prepare yourself for the coming of Jesus Christ as he will come for his bride. But we don't know the day and we do not know the hour, but we can see that day approaching. Give your life to Jesus Christ, because the beast shall rise.